So it looks like, allegedly, that the Z Fold 5 and the Z Flip 5's Geekbench scores have been revealed. So that's leaked out, right? Now, again, we see this every single year before a phone comes out, that their Geekbench starts leaking out. We start getting some information about that said phone. We start finding out some crazy information like, oh my god, this phone is going to be the best phone ever, right? And we see all this type of stuff. A lot of times, I feel like companies in general leak this stuff just trying to build up the hype, right? Because you don't want, like, you don't want the hype for your phone to be like this right before you launch it. You want the hype to be crazy, so once you launch the phone, then more people get excited, more people go crazy, go, oh my god, I need that phone, right? A couple months of hype of wanting that phone, it releases, people buy it. So I feel like a lot of times companies kind of release this early themselves through leakers to try to, get more publicity to a phone. But for the Z Fold 5, and I believe it's the Z Flip 5 and then the Z Fold 5, because the bottom it says memory size is 10 gigabyte, almost 11 gigabyte, and then the second one says 6 gigabyte. So I'm not sure which one is which. My guess is that the left one is going to be the Z Fold 5 because it's more powerful than the right one. But anyway, though, let's say the Z Fold 5 is the left one. 2030 single core score, 5213 multi-core score, but this is coming in from SamsungMobile.com. And then for the Z Flip 5, it's 2014 single core and 5022 multi-core. Both of these operating systems were Android 13, which of course would be what the Z Fold 5 and Z Flip 5 would be launching on. It says, in contrast to Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, scored around 1,500 points in single-core tests and anywhere from 4,400 to 5,000 in multi-core tests. So both of these phones would be way more powerful than what we see at the Galaxy S23 Ultra. That is saying a lot. Okay. It's always fun to look at scores, but then never put them in perspective or really understand what these numbers mean. Because at the end of the day, all you really look at when you look at your scores is you're just looking at numbers on the paper, right? And then when you put in perspective that the top-end Samsung phone right now, both of these phones are more powerful then you're like, okay, well, that actually means a crap ton more than we, knew before. Anyway, though, again, we are going to be finding out about these phones in August when they do get announced and obviously eventually get released. It looks like the Z Flip Fold 5, so that's interesting. So this is the Z Fold 5. The less powerful one is the Z Fold 5 according to these tests. This is the Z Flip 5 because it says right here that the benchmarks also confirms the Z Fold 5 will have 12 gigabytes of RAM and the Z Flip 5 will have 8. And this says 6.8 and this says 10. So this is the Z Fold 5 and this is the Z Flip 5. Why is Z Flip 5 more powerful than the Z Fold 5? Okay, so now that interests the crap. That interests me a lot now that this is actually less powerful than the Z Fold 5. Okay. Z Flip 5 and let's go ahead, okay. I'm just sort of double checking this to make sure I am correct. It doesn't say anything which one is which. Yeah, no, that is interesting then. So the Z Flip 5 scored better than the Z Fold 5. It's not a big deal. I mean, they're both still very powerful phones. It's just, you'd probably think the Z Fold 5 would be a tad bit higher up on the list of scoring, right, than the Z Fold 5. But still, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Still a very powerful phone. Still very cool phones. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, though, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.